that I built, and I'd love to be able to share that with you today. The traction awareness is really just something that I want to start as a first framework and share with you in the mindset um, aspect because it's incredibly important, I think. I want to take a minute to frame why this mindset matters at this stage of business. This isn't about changing your personality by any means because some of us are just grounded differently, and that's fine. It's not about doing more. And it's definitely not about hyping yourself into action. It's about learning how to recognize when something that once served you no longer does. Most new entrepreneurs don't lack the motivation. They're fired up to get going and get that business up and running. But sometimes what I see is a lack of traction awareness. uh, Oftentimes, you don't yet know how to spot it in the early stages of entrepreneurship. I know it was true for me. When productive thinking quietly turns into performative thinking, when learning mode stopped creating movement, when research became avoidance, when planning stopped producing outcomes. And because they haven't yet seen boring actions pay off consistently, oftentimes newer entrepreneurs don't fully trust them. So, what happens is subtle. Nothing really feels wrong because we've normalized it, but nothing moves either. And there can be a phase where we start to blame other things. And this is especially important inside a membership like this one, because the very fact that you're here is a signal worth paying attention to. You are no longer in the pure discovery mode. There was a time for ideas, exploration, learning, and orientation. That phase did matter. But when you reach this level, momentum and implementation are no longer optional. They're appropriate and they are demanded in business. You can resist that shift, you can delay it, but delay is not rewarded in business at any level. Not because we expect immediate results, but because results require contact with the market, not more thinking. Here's the core problem most nurse entrepreneurs run into: they rely on feelings to tell them when they're off track. And feelings, frankly, are unreliable. So instead, we need to use signals. This is where the framework comes in. I'll call it the traction window that I've developed. Instead of asking, am I distracted or am I unmotivated, which are subjective and emotional, the brain responds better to time and output. You pre-decide the maximum amount of time you will allow without observable business output. There's no judgment, no self talk, no diagnosis. And that's frankly the best part. Just a binary signal. For example, 30 minutes with no visible progress is a signal. 1 hour with no outbound action is a signal. One work block with nothing sent, booked, posted, or followed up is a signal. That's it. You don't wait until you feel off. You don't wait until you're frustrated. You don't negotiate with yourself. If I haven't produced something observable by X time, I interrupt. This is especially powerful if you're still building confidence because it works even when confidence is low. And frankly, confidence is only gained through action. So if you're stuck in the head with ideas and trying to over perfect messaging or whatever it may be, your confidence will remain exactly where it is, low. The interruption is gentle and physical. Stand up, close the laptop halfway, say enough's enough. Hands on the desk, one deliberate breath. The signal is the decision. You are shutting down the inactivity that is not producing results. Your brain will remember this. Then you'll need to redirect immediately, not to the best action, but to the smallest business moving action: contact, clarity, cash, one follow up, one message, one post, one decision, one conversation booked. This is how momentum is built without force and gained through awareness. This is how clarity comes through action, not overthinking. And this is how your habits shift in business. And for some of you, there's another layer here. And this is something we'll talk about separately, where the resistance isn't fear of failure, but fear of success. But that's for another note. For now, this is about learning to recognize when the phase has changed. Not everything that feels productive still serves your objective. And the moment you can spot that shift without emotion, you gain speed. Simple, applicable, repeatable, and that's the work here. Thanks for tuning in. I hope this Monday morning mindset reset is going to serve you well. I'll be posting more in the membership regarding this framework so we can talk it out and work it out.